seriously. I don't know what to do with my hair. Anyway, hello guys and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name's Maisie. I keep my ponies at home. I've got 5 and I work with natural horsemanship. I do liberty training, I do trick training, and every single day in November I'm uploading a video to help you guys to understand your horses more and hopefully at the end be able to try a bit of liberty work. So yesterday I uploaded a part 1, which was 3 or 4 maybe groundwork exercises that I think every horse needs to know. So we are going to build on that today. We're going to work on the stop and wait, because it's really important in liberty that your horse feels confident to be away from you. And I get so many messages and people will say to me, Maisie, my horse won't leave me, that they want to follow me, which is amazing because it's nice that they want to be with you, but you also want them to feel like they can work away from you and listen to what you're asking. So by introducing the stop and wait, you can step back, they can stay in one area and you can build on that and build their confidence, and that is where we're going to start today. So let's go and get Finbo and get him ready and we'll take him down to the school. He's waiting for me. He's so cute. He loves work, like he loves what we do, he loves playing, and that is like a sign of a really happy horse, that he comes in, he was waiting for me. So I'm going to grab him. I've left his rug on today, so it's not the nicest, so hopefully he's quite, well, sort of clean under there. Oh, the girls are fighting. Hi baby. I'll just give him a quick brush on his face and his neck and pick his feet out. Hi. You're the cutest boy I've ever seen. You are. Hi. Here he is. You watching them boys fixing that car? You're so brave. You are. There's nothing worse to me than the wet mud patches like that one there. They're just gross. Do you like my pumpkin I made? Oh, you can't see him. He's there. But yes, let's get this boy a rush. You've got a muddy belly. Again, we're on day 2, so we're going to work today on the stop and wait, and I'll show you guys how I do it and I'll show you how to progress with it. And I definitely would recommend trying it just in the field, trying it when you're going to feed, do the feed, just put it into your everyday life. Just spend like literally 2 minutes. You haven't got to make a big deal, it hasn't got to be like a half-an-hour session. It can literally be like a 2-minute session and just reinforce it all the time. Are you ready? Come on. Come on, Vinny. He's like, not this again. Stop. So, what I highly recommend is to reinforce your stop signal, which is, mine is a hand raise, and I say stand or stop. And don't let my hair because I've just washed it. I'd highly recommend reinforcing that. So really get into the habit of using it, and then you can use it when you want them to stand still. And then you can ask them to wait. And I also, like I mentioned in my last video, I like to go when the situation that we're involved in requires little to no energy. So my signal for him to stop or not to panic is, and he just goes, oh, okay. So that's a great way for signaling to your horse that actually they can just stand still. So I definitely recommend working up on these things, as that is what we're going to use today to get him to stand and wait. Isn't he pretty? I definitely need to retie this. I think I've done it the wrong way. Whoops. Oh well. You'll notice today he's a lot calmer. He was very high on energy yesterday. He felt incredible, but he's a lot more chilled out today. So you've got to go with how your horse feels. It's probably perfect today. Today feels quite chilled. He's a little bit nosy of what's going on over there. But it's perfect for the stand and wait today that he feels chilled. So let's get into it. You ready to do something? Someone lit a fire right over there. So rude. Like right next door to the field. Didn't they? Kiss. Kiss. Oh. Kiss. Really, can you smile? Can you smile? Smile. Give me a bit more. Come on. More. Smile. 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 Vinny? Smile. Smile. That was rubbish. Smile. Smile. Okay. So what you want to do is just work your horse in a small area. So I would just say use the top half of the school, get them to stand somewhere in the centre and just stand with them. Ask them to be nice and relaxed and calm. And then slowly just work yourself away. So I use my hand signal here to say stop. I do feel like on the halter, Finn does sometimes overperform because he knows so much. Sometimes he will step backwards or sideways or do something that he thinks I want him to do. So it's really good for us to reinforce this. He's a lot better off the halter, which you will see in a minute. But still being connected to the line, just gradually take a couple of steps back from your horse. And as soon as they stand still, give them literally a couple of seconds, go forward and reward. This doesn't have to be treats, but treats always help. And I don't use treats every single time. It's just like as and when, just to reinforce that this is the behaviour I want to see. Then start by going backwards and then a couple of steps to the right and then a couple of steps to the left, and eventually you'll be able to walk all the way around their body with them being stood still. Another one I love is just to leave them somewhere and go and put up a jump or go and do something different and see how long they will stand still for. It's a really great test of sort of time and how much they're listening to what you're asking. Always reinforce the stop. Like here, Finn came forward, so I asked him to go back a step because he does know this very, very well. So for me, I have to be really clear on what I want with him and make sure that he's standing exactly where I've left him. What I will say to do though is don't always leave him in the same spot. So when he's stood still in one area, move him, face him in a different direction, put him in a different part of the school and then work around them. So he doesn't always just have to stand bang in the centre. Distractions are okay. Finn had a bit of an itch, but use it to your advantage. Make sure they're still switched on as soon as they've finished doing whatever they're doing. Finn was honestly so itchy when we filmed this. His coat is coming through and I think every 5 seconds he just wanted to itch, which made filming a lot harder because he would have actually just stood lovely and still. But as you can see here, I was not impressed. He just kept itching and obviously I've got to let him itch. He's not comfortable, that is fine. But then I always try and go straight back to the exercise, ask him to stand and then reward the behaviour that I want to see. He decided here that the stand was not good enough and he wanted to go backward. So I just let him for a second and then he sort of realised that is not what I was asking. He clocked onto me there and he was like, oh, what do you want, Mum? So I popped him back where I wanted him and then we just sort of started again. It's okay to keep your sessions short, keep them really fun and make the answers clear. So make sure they understand that they just need to stand still. It requires low to no energy. Stick with it for 5 minutes and then do something else. It doesn't have to be a full-on half-an-hour session of completely mind-blowing things every single time. I'll just let you watch this next bit and then we'll go on to something else which might help some of your horses. So stay tuned for that. So we introduced a mat, which is literally just a square of carpet, and train them to stand on it. So I basically, every time Finn touched this with his foot, I would give him a treat and say good boy. Use a marker word. So pick a word like yes or pick a word like good and use this to reinforce the behaviour that you want to see. Like I say, treats help, but you don't have to use them, but really encourage them to stand on or near the mat, and they sort of learn that the mat is a place where no energy is required and they just stand there. Is a place where you should be able to leave them and get them to walk away when you ask them to. So here, Finn would have stood there for a long time, so then I will just send him away for a minute and then I'll move the mat. So it's just somewhere else, it's somewhere different. Of course, there is more itching. Of course there is. But then he actually stood still really, really nicely. As you can see, the mat is just in front of him. Sometimes he'll put his feet on it. Sometimes he'll just stand next to it, and that is totally fine. I feel like it's really good to have something like the mat, but you could use anything just to signify that this is a place where we stand still and you can be left and you don't sort of move until you're told or collected. And then I walked pretty much all the way around him, and then he got a reward for being such a good boy. Break your sessions up, and when you've had a good go at the standstill, use some of what we've done in part 1. So obviously in part 1 we learned to walk and match energy. So try it off the head collar or the halter if you are confident that your horse is listening. Put your stop signal in place. As you can see, I use a forward finger point and I try and let Finn move first. It's really important that he moves and then I match up with his energy. This is just a really good way to start off your Liberty and keep them connected and interested in you, and it also breaks it up from the stand and wait. You can do this in between your sessions. Just really listen to your horse. We do some change of reins. I like to swap sides and make sure that he's listening and he's still with me, and of course he was. He is really tuned in with Liberty and he absolutely loves it. It doesn't have to be complicated. If they walk away, that is fine. It is part of Liberty that they are free to go as they please. So let them. Sometimes just stand around for a minute or two and you will find that they actually will come back and you can continue for a couple of minutes. Maybe just keep the sessions nice and short. Keep them interactive. You could put a couple of polls in there or do something that you know your pony enjoys. There's actually a lot of noises going on today. He definitely isn't feeling 100%, but there's a lot going off. I can hear like noises everywhere, banging. He just had a big spook, so he's done very well. We have to take all these things into consideration, but come on, you're okay. You're okay. Oh, what is it? Have a look. Good boy. Come on. Good boy. I find it's hey, stand there. I find it really important in situations like that where there's something scary that you put yourself there and say, actually, you're okay, and then you can leave them there and they start to trust in you. Like, you've made the judgment, you've said, actually, you're going to be fine. So then he's gone, oh, okay, and you just get such a better connection, which will all help with your Liberty. Stop nipping, because it's a bit rude. He's livened up a bit now, but I'm going to call it for today. He's been a very good boy, and we'll see everyone tomorrow. Smile. Come on, let's go. Good boy. God, the lighting is terrible, isn't it? I'm so sorry about the lighting. I need to get that sorted out, but I hope you enjoyed the session. Finn definitely wasn't feeling 100%, but there are things you can work on. I definitely recommend just work on your stop signal, work on your hand signal, work on breathing out and having low to no energy. Obviously I spoke about the mat, so the mat was trained where he would go and stand on or near the mat, and he tends to stay there because that's what he's been asked to do. And then I can walk around him. He's definitely better without the halter. I feel like sometimes with Finn, because he's done so much, when the halter comes on, he like overperforms because he thinks he's got so much to do. And actually I just want him to do something really basic. So he can be a bit better sometimes off the halter, but every horse is so different. Have a walk around when you've got your energy and a good flow and they're matching your pace, and you can speed up and slow down and you can stop. Take the halter off, have a walk. You know, it's okay for them to be next to you. They're going to want to be next to you while they're exploring this new thing. So definitely practice, and then we'll work on getting them away from us. There's a few things that we'll do further down the line, but standing and waiting and obviously matching of energy are so key to your Liberty work, and then we'll work on everything else and put it all together. So I hope you enjoyed. If you do enjoy the content, please do subscribe. Ignore the hat line. You're probably going to be seeing a lot more of this. But yeah, I will see you on the next one, which will be tomorrow.